Hey, thanks for checking out this week's video. So the last video I did took forever because I spent so long on it. I really enjoyed that, but it was quite a long painting, so I thought for my next piece I'd just keep it more simple and do something in graphite, because I really love just sketching and blending. I love using a brush with graphite and making it really nice and smooth and stuff. This one was really fun. It was supposed to be a relaxing piece and it was just that. As you can see here at the start, I'm just transferring my digital sketch onto my hot press watercolor paper. I'm using a light box. Now, I've spoken about this light box in the past. It is super old. My parents got me it when I was a teenager and it still works. It's not amazing because it is a cylinder shaped bulb, so it just runs straight down the middle. It's nice and bright in the middle, but then that light falls off either side, so sometimes it can be hard to transfer it because the light just isn't strong enough. I really need to upgrade it, but because it still works, I just don't want to put money into it just yet, I'll be honest. It's on my list of things to upgrade, but it is not a massive priority. Since we're now into winter and Christmas is just around the corner, I wanted to do something that had a wintry feel to it, and when I think of winter I think of deer and reindeer, so I decided to make this deer girl. However, I've actually based it on a deer that doesn't live in a cold climate, you know, the ones with the white spots. They're more associated with springtime, from what I know. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I really wanted to add those sort of white spots to her, so I've just gone with it. I know it's not accurate, but let's call it artistic liberties. Either way, I really enjoyed this piece, and this is probably as Christmassy as I'm gonna get. So if you've been a follower of this channel for a while now, you've definitely seen me do this technique before. I'm trying to include some close-up shots that are slowed down to real time so you can get a better idea of what it is I'm doing. But for those who are new or those that just want to know more, all I'm doing is using my mechanical pencils to draw out the sketch and then smudging it with a brush. It is literally that simple. There's no like extra charcoal powder or anything involved like that. It is just, you can see I've got two mechanical pencils at the side, and that is because one of them is HB and the other one I think is B. So there is a difference. There's one that is a bit darker. I do intend to get even darker ones because sometimes I struggle, and you have to be careful with graphite because you can get a shine to it. That's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid the shine. I'm basically building it up really, really lightly and smudging with this brush as I go, and then darkening on top. You never want to push hard because that's when the shine comes. It is all about building those layers, and when I really want the true darks, you'll see later on I get out my Staedtler Mars Lumograph black pencils. I go on about these things all the time, but they are so good for getting the darkest of darks in your drawings and things. But they don't smudge, so if you start off with those, I think there's maybe a little smudge to them, but there's not much. There's not much give at all. They work differently to your regular graphite, so bear that in mind if you do want to try these out. So it's been a while since I've had a topic on a video, and I thought with it coming to the end of the year, this would probably be a really good time to talk about future goals and all that kind of stuff that everyone just kind of thinks about this time of year. You know, you get a clean slate in the new year. Oh, and here's my cat. He obstructs the light for a little while, but he does go back to his bed. So back to the topic. Goals. I already have an idea of where I want to go with my art next year, what I want to focus on, where I want to improve, what I want to achieve. I haven't written any of it down, and I've found in the past it is a great idea to write things down. It feels more solid. For me at least, I take it a bit more seriously when I write it down and I think more about it. It stays in the back of my head. So I'll probably do that this year, and I'm considering starting a bullet journal. I know it's all the rage and I'm so late to the trend, but I think my time management sucks. It really sucks. Currently I aim to get a YouTube video out once every 2 weeks because I'm a full-time mum, and realistically that is all I can manage just while my son is at nursery. So I basically get a couple of hours a day to do art, or sometimes I need to clean the house and do other adult-y things that are really boring. So yeah, I don't have that much time, but I do feel like if I manage that time better, I could definitely achieve more. And I do think that bullet journaling could really help me achieve that. So if it's something that you guys already do, or perhaps you've been thinking about it and researching it yourself, do feel free to share any tips below. I will definitely check them all out. Or even if you guys don't bullet journal, or maybe you do something else to help with your time management and keeping yourself on track, you know, like, because I find personally when I don't think about my goals for quite a long time, I just kind of go off the rails. I just feel like I'm sort of drifting rather than moving towards achieving something or getting somewhere, or I hope that makes sense. So as well as time management, I've been thinking about where my weaknesses lie as an artist. I mean, as an artist we can always improve, right? There's always something that we could be doing better, whether it's technical like rendering, which, let's be honest, sort of comes with time. Or for me, I mean, I'm always doing portraits, and I would love to be able to include animals and like really beautiful landscapes for backgrounds, and do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm really stuck in just doing portraiture, and although my portraiture isn't at a super professional level just yet, I feel like the comparing where I am at drawing and painting people to doing a background or trying to draw an animal it is miles apart in terms of the skill level. So that's something I really want to focus on in the new year as well. Don't worry, I am still going to be predominantly a portraiture artist. I just want to be able to include those other elements that I don't know how to draw because I never draw them. I hope that makes sense too. And while I'm on the topic of skill level, this coming year, I really want to focus on learning oil painting better, because I love oils. I love how oil paintings look, and I've only ever done one before and it turned out okay. I actually sold it in my exhibition, which was amazing, but it is definitely a focus of mine for the coming year. So in terms of my art and the direction that I want to take it, I really like the idea of working towards creating my own colouring book, or even just like maybe a series of paintings that are all connected through a story or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure what my project is going to be, but I feel like I really want a project during the year that I can focus on, that'll keep me on track, that will push me in terms of those goals that I want to achieve with learning to draw animals better and backgrounds, landscapes and things like that too. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with it just yet, but I'll certainly be sharing that with you guys when I do. I don't know, personally I love to have something that I'm working on or towards, and this year for me it was my exhibition, and that was amazing to sort of do that, but that ended late September, and so since then I feel like I've sort of been drifting, and I don't like that feeling, I'll be honest. So definitely need to work on that. And again, I think the whole bullet journaling thing will really help with that too. I'd also love to grow this channel more. I know I've spoken about it in the past of doing things like challenge videos and themed videos, and I'm also going to start streaming in the new year. I'm going to try on Twitch, at least initially, because I'm more familiar with Twitch. I may do one directly on YouTube, or I think I can actually do both, where I stream through Twitch and YouTube. I don't know how complicated that's going to be, but I'm definitely going to start streaming more in the new year. So that's about all I have to talk about for this week, but I would love to know what you guys are up to, if you've already got some goals set for the new year, or perhaps you're planning some projects. Feel free to share in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. Until next time, bye!